There's a new buzzword trending in the productivity world, and it's not the usual hustle or grind. The word on everyone's lips now is lock in. But what exactly does that mean? More importantly, how do you actually get into that state? First off, lock in doesn't mean shutting yourself in a room, though for some, it might help. Because let's face it, most of us aren't focused at all. Lock in is just another way of saying focus. Over time, we've seen it rebranded many ways. Terms like deep work, flow, and hyperfocus. But today, the trendiest term is lock in. And next year, we'll probably hear a new one. But all of them really mean this: long, undistracted focus on a single task. Of course, that's easier said than done. If it were easy, productivity apps wouldn't flood the market or dominate YouTube. So, how do we actually lock in? Here are 3 steps that have worked for me personally. Everyone has the same 24 hours each day: 8 for sleep, 8 for work, 2 for essentials, and 2 more for random tasks. So, how are you using your last 4 hours? Most people are stuck endlessly scrolling on social media. Consuming content isn't always a bad use of time, but it depends on what you're consuming. You could watch random nonsense that adds nothing to your life, or you could use it to genuinely learn and grow. A great place to start learning is Skillshare. Whether it's writing, coding, or editing videos, spending your 4 free hours to learn new skills is a game changer. Right now, I'm focusing on YouTube and building my newsletter. That's why I joined a class by Lauren Leake on email growth strategies. It covers landing pages, A/B tests, automation, and more. I'm applying what I learned to grow my newsletter consistently. So start today. Lock in and level up with Skillshare. The first 500 people get 1 free month. Check the link below. Now that you've chosen what to lock in on, the next step is taking consistent action. Watching quality content is just the beginning. Also, subscribing to this channel wouldn't hurt, but more importantly, it's time to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation can get you going, but it won't stick around. Oh, exeunt. To stay locked in, you need to think in systems. But here's the thing: we're trained to think in goals. I want to get fit. I want to make $10,000 a month. That's great, but how will you get there? This is where systems come in. If you plan meals every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, you're more likely to stay on track with fitness. Or if you block 6 to 8 p.m. daily to work on your side business, you'll make steady progress. And if you skip a day, it's easier to bounce back because your system is still there. This ties into the 2-day rule. Never skip a habit 2 days in a row. The more you skip, the harder it becomes to regain momentum. So, having a system is just another way of saying, have a clear plan. Stick to that plan long enough and results will follow. Still, even with great content and a strong system, there will be moments where you want to quit. Usually because you're not seeing fast results. Sometimes you won't see real progress for months, or even years. That's where the Pottery Paradox can help. It's a story from Art and Fear about a pottery class split into 2 groups. One group was graded on how many pots they made. The other was graded on making just 1 perfect pot. In the end, the best pots came from the quantity group. Why? Because they practiced more, failed more, and improved faster. The quality group overthought everything and didn't gain enough hands-on skill. So when you're trying to lock in, don't wait for perfection. And don't get discouraged by your early, messy attempts. Just show up every day, even if your workout is short, even if your writing sucks, because with enough repetition, quantity becomes quality. Eventually, you'll get so good that people won't be able to ignore you. Don't let short-term distractions steal your long-term potential. Stay locked in, and new doors will open.